Okay, gracias más una vez, and let's get to it. I would like to thank again UNED for this invitation. Our chair in AI and extended reality, the topic of my presentation is transforming education towards 2050. So the UNESCO share at the Universidade de Lisboa includes, at the moment that I'm talking, 35 institutions in 4 continents. I'm just highlighting a few, including Columbia University, University of Maryland at Baltimore County. That's what UMBC stands for. University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, Duke University, University College London in the UK, Wellington University in New Zealand, 3 universities in Africa, including University of São Tomé e Príncipe, and going to Australia, we have University of Adelaide, and also Tsinghua in People's Republic of China, University of Toronto in Canada, and Carnegie Mellon University in the United States. And I think I missed a couple of important ones. We have the Catholic University of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and the University of Rio Grande do Sul. So we span 5 continents. We have a collaboration with other UNESCO chairs ongoing. This started with my good friend Jean-François Hull and his chair on UNESCO chair on anatomie numérique in Université de Paris in France. We are recently started another collaboration with AI and education, UNESCO chair also in Paris. And currently I am Joaquím Jorge from University of Lisboa, Portugal, and thank you for the introduction. And my colleague Catarina Moreira from University of Technology, Sydney in Australia. She's more on the AI part. And the chair was established in September 2022. It was approved in September 2022. And so as myself, I guess most has been said. My other colleagues here include Professor Anderson Maciel at Instituto Superior Técnico, the School of Engineering of Universidade de Lisboa. Here is Professor Catarina Moreira, UTS Sydney. She's working on explainable AI, data science, and also on virtual and augmented reality. And my colleague João Pereira, also from Instituto Superior Técnico, and he focuses more on the graphics side of virtual reality. One of the things that we have done as a collaboration of with the chair of digital anatomy was the publication of a Springer book, where my colleague Jean-François Hull and myself, together with 2 other colleagues, we've published, edited and published the book a couple of years ago. And our focus is mostly on combining AI and VR and education, and especially on application of AI and VR to medical domains, including diagnostics, surgery planning, and so why am I using VR in one context and XR in others? Well, let me explain this a little bit. Extended reality, or XR for short, incorporates virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. The difference between virtual reality and augmented reality is that in virtual reality, people are immersed in a fully computer-generated synthetic environment, whereas in augmented reality, people are able to interact with the real world with computer-generated images in posts. Mixed reality adds a degree of realism in the sense that it is possible to mix synthetic characters in a believable way in the environment. We are presenting, visual case studies in XR in classrooms, and we are focusing on the benefits of extended reality for engagement and learning, and working on the confluence of artificial intelligence and extended reality. What have we done? Well, together with my colleagues in Lisbon, we have focused in gamification in blended learning, e-learning, owing to 11 years of experience, and we have more than 1,000 students graduated at the master's level in this experiment. So, virtual reality has mostly been used for computer-aided design visualization, but we more recently, it has been used in training because of the 3D immersive nature of the experience. People can fully immerse themselves in synthetic environments with benefits. And this has been used in military contexts, as you can see at the bottom right, in flight simulators, and even in the European Space Agency for training people in performing tasks in the European Space Station. Also in education, virtual reality, in my opinion, is kind of a missed opportunity during the COVID. We have focused more on video conference meetings like this, but I believe there are strong cases to be made for virtual reality in education, particularly in medical training, in surgical training, in non-surgical environments for diagnosis. We have focused on some published works with our New Zealand colleagues on radiation therapy and teaching technicians to perform radiation therapy. Enhanced reality is also being used for surgery guidance, and this is one context of research for us, including simulation, using physical simulation to train young surgeons to use surgical robots, using the added value of virtual reality to provide immersion and contextual explanations. Also, another focus where we have collaboration with our Brazilian colleagues is in manufacturing and maintenance. One good advantage of augmented reality, by the way, I don't know if you know, but the term augmented reality was coined by Boeing, the American aircraft corporation, because they have used it extensively since the 1970s to help technicians in maintaining aircraft. Here you see the use of augmented reality in maintenance, in aircraft and automobile engine maintenance, where you can superimpose two-dimensional, three-dimensional instructions and annotations. And what comes next for us is the idea that you can conjugate augmented and virtual reality with artificial intelligence. Indeed, with my colleague Catarina Moreira, we are doing a joint collaboration project, transatlantic, or even really connecting both sides of the world on using explaining AR and virtual reality for enhanced radiology. The idea here is that we can use artificial intelligence combined with virtual reality. I am omitting several details here, explaining how you can use virtual reality to improve radiology diagnostics. And our posit for this project is that artificial intelligence and extended reality can indeed use to be improve the reading room by controlling illumination and visualization conditions. And in the future, it will be possible to develop personalized medicine thanks to what we would call the digital twin of patients, where you can use 3D visualization and artificial intelligence to better assess the medical conditions of the patient. One thing that we are right now doing is supervising to doctoral students on using large language models for chest X-ray diagnosis using virtual reality viewing. The current approaches to X-ray images rely uniquely on image pixels to predict diseases. The problem with this is that the deep learning models that are being used can be reliably, more or less, predict diseases based on radiography, but they do not provide explanations. And this is a problem because radiologists and patients do not feel comfortable if they cannot be offered an explanation of what features in an image or in their clinical data motivated such momentous diagnostics. And so the problem and the challenges is that current large language models such as ChatGPT can make for very interesting diagnostics, and we are showing on the lower left a very verbose diagnostics provided by ChatGPT using data from a classifier, an artificial intelligence classifier. But the problem is that these diagnostics cannot be reliable, are often not reliable, and we check this with radiologists. So if large language models provide seemingly believable but false diagnostics, how can this be improved? And our idea is to use a technology artifact called knowledge graphs. And knowledge graphs are data structures, computer science data structures that can encode human knowledge as a graph structure, representing concepts and associations, such as, for instance, lung cancer can be caused or can cause shortness of breath, and that's one of the symptoms. And we can harness the power of these knowledge graphs from institutions like radiopedia.org, that is kind of a specialized Wikipedia for radiologists. And we can extract these knowledge graphs from the medical literature, and then we can use these to correct or force ChatGPT or other large language models to provide reliable, trustworthy radio diagnostics. So this is one example where we can foresee the conjugation of artificial intelligence and virtual reality to improve diagnostics and to provide more explainable diagnosis, which is important when you want to communicate this with patients. Another thing that we are starting is integrating large language models and extended reality in education, particularly in the education of anatomy, where we can use the dialogue capabilities of chatbots to improve the interaction of students with subject matter. Why digital anatomy? Because digital anatomy combines the best of both worlds, where you can use the three-dimensional nature of human anatomy and the dialogue capabilities and immersion of virtual reality, combined with artificial intelligence and large language models to enrich the student experience. And so I'm sorry if I'm taking much more than my 15 minutes, but I will finish shortly. Our future research directions include combining VR and large language models for teaching anatomy, using artificial intelligence and extended reality for remote collaboration. That's an ongoing project with Duke University and University of North Carolina. And remote education, which is some of these two capabilities. And with that said, I would like to say a simple gracias and state that we are open to collaboration. As you can see, we have already ongoing projects with other UNESCO chairs, and we salute UNED for taking this opportunity for increasing networking and the collaboration between UNESCO chairs. And with that, I would like to thank very much everybody for your attention. Gracias de nuevo.
Thank you very much, Joaquim. Thank you for your interesting talk.